There we go. All right. Let's get these. Wait, is my music already playing? Okay, good. Hello? Wait, why is my music not working?
I was hanging with you and then I realized I didn't think it was true. I was surprised when I found out I'd fallen for you.
We good? I think we're good now. All right, let me switch this to, let's go ahead and start with the analysis. I did trade a little bit. I'm up $200 on this. This is the funded account for the account that I passed the other day when I was live streaming. Well, this blue really doesn't merge in, but hey. All right, let's get started. We grabbed liquidity here on the 5,000. We're near a discounted area. We closed above the gap. This minor bearish gap right here. So we could potentially move up from here. Small chance. We don't want to see it break below here. This is liquidity right here. Okay, let's move to the 500. Looks like we are moving down, so the confirmation for this move would be if we continue up. Looks like we're holding. I need to actually scroll out a little bit. I need to see this higher time frame. 1 second. Higher, higher, higher. Created a new low, breaking down from this area right here. I still believe that we have some room upwards, but we also have liquidity down here. Okay, and then where can we... I don't really have a clear area for where we can continue up if we break up. So I'll target this as liquidity. I'm going to have to take trades to the downside since we're showing weakness and we broke down at this order block. So I'm going to be looking for bearish trades. Probably. So trades to the downside. I got to fix this account when rate stuff. Let me see. I'm not even going to look at that. All right. Oh, sorry. Let me get the chat open. Sorry, I didn't see if... How's it going, guys? How's everyone doing? Hey, how's it going, Asif? Close enough. So this is a funded account with Top Step. We'll see if we're able to get more. I was going a little bit crazy. I was losing, winning, losing, winning. So it was causing a whole mess with my account for the past 2 days. I think the highest I've made this account so far in 2 days is 312. I try to risk $75. So this is the highest I've risked this account so far. Looks like we're pulling up. So we'll see if we move upwards here. I mean, I'm still bearish on this move, which is giving us that confirmation right here. I'm going to be patient, see a retest. What I want to see here, it already made the move. Never mind. It made the move right here. Gerard? Sorry, I don't know what that means. If anyone has any questions, though, let me know. I'll be happy to, answer any questions. I am on the tick. So I'm not on a minute time frame. As you can see, this is the minute time frame. I trade on the ticks. So these are my 2 preferred time frames, with the 100 sometimes being preferred up here. So that's the time frames I trade on, for the pure reason I trade based off volume to some degree and impulsive moves. So I want to see an impulse move instead of trading on the 1 minute or, Sometimes I'll add the 15-minute to get an idea for my higher, like the highest time frame, because the market moves so quickly. So with this is hyper scalping to some degree, where every candle is about 5 seconds. And then every candle on this one's about 15-20 seconds. So I need to be very intentional with the trades to take. Looks like we're bearish. Looks like we're moving down. We failed to grab this liquidity right here. So potentially, I believe wholeheartedly that we're going to find a way down here. It's too late to enter a position. My entry should have been up here. But, you know, who knows? Maybe it'll come up. Sorry, I'm getting it. I always have to double check the screen on the left side over here. If you do want to support, okay, you can support me through Whatnot. It's free. I don't have not advertised or support on them. That's just my main app, and you can do it through the referral link. It's a free thing. You get free money from it. You can buy a good, then delete the app. I mean, that's usually what it is with the amount they give you. Just be careful. There are scammers on that app. So you just got to be careful with what you buy. But it's basically TikTok for buying stuff. Let me know if anyone has any questions. I will be creating a video with my strategy soon. I explained it during streams a lot, but I will be creating a video for everyone. I just don't have a lot of time right now. So the time I do have, I like to designate to actually trading. Yeah, if anyone has any questions, let me know. I will definitely be able to, give you guys some, help you out any way I can possibly. I don't really care about gatekeeping strategies or stuff. It's not me. Especially in this economy. It's still pulling down. I mean, I don't know. I don't really like where we're at with this. Potentially, if it gives me a setup here, maybe. No, it's not even. I gotta scroll in quickly. Sorry if this looks a little bit bad for you guys. No, it's not. It's not set up. God almighty. I don't know how loud the music is. Can someone let me know? Please. Turned it down. It should be barely audible. Just as background noise. Alright. We're still not getting it set up here. I don't care if this starts to work down. This could potentially work down to this liquidity area. So, I mean, technically this could be a trade here, but I would never enter it. Doesn't fit my strategy enough. Yeah, probably will meet down to there. I'll be surprised if it doesn't hit it. Probably could have targeted a little bit lower too if you entered this, but yeah. It just it fits it's barely off my strategy, so I can't enter that trade. Yeah, it just didn't break this high. Actually, no, yeah, it would have not worked at all. All right, but if anyone has any questions, let me know. I will be happy to answer. This is primarily just going to be a shorter stream. Again, most of my streams are typically about 45 minutes, an hour until I could get 2 trades. And then I call it, usually. Is this a setup right here? I can actually tell. Liquidity. We do have lower liquidity down there, which we might reach down to. I can't actually tell. Sorry, give me 1 second. I'm trying to see. Oh, it's a gap. It is a gap. So technically is an entry. Let's see if we get a setup. Looking for a break, retest, a break back above that gap for confirmation. So if you're asking what I'm looking for, if you look, this is where we grab liquidity. This is a small gap that formed. This candle is the one that broke it. So I'm looking for a confirmation. Not enough of a confirmation yet. I do need to see it close above that gap with some sort of strength before I close above this little box that I have right here with some sort of strength. There you go. Don't like it yet.
Order filled.
I'll take a shot at it. I'm risking 44. I need to add one more contract if it shows strength. We'll add one more if it comes up here. If not, I only lose out on $43.
Order filled.
That's fine with me. Doesn't work with that one. All right. So it looks like we're moving down. So then the next thing I can look for is I can look for some sort of retest here. Looking for price to pull back into it somewhere in this range. And I can look for a sell here. This should be the area where it pulls up right here. Somewhere around this area. I don't foresee this coming straight down without some sort of retest. Let me look at it from the higher time frame to see what is forming here. We have a break right there. I mean, yeah, it still technically could come up here. It's very iffy which direction we might take the trade on. If it failed right here, then I don't know where it might come up. I really don't like what this is forming right now. I mean, we're near a low of the structure, so I might take a little risk here. Let me scroll out, see if I get an idea. I might take the risk here, actually. Let's see if we get a small little retest here. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. Technically did pull into the zone where I would want to see this move down. I still won't enter it though. I would like to see some more consolidation around this area before I enter a short or if I enter a long. I want to see how it reacts around here. Once I get above 150 today, I'm getting out. If I do, sorry. If I get above 150, I'm getting out of the market today. I need to work on getting those 5 days so I don't have to worry about it. Okay, it's pulling back up. Is it failing again? Created equal low. I don't like when it does this equal low shit. This is going to be a fake out. This is coming down. Man, if only this came up a little bit higher, I would have taken that trade. Only a little bit higher, but it didn't. We're too far down. This is coming for the higher time frame structure as well. Breaking the lows finally. This is about to be very impulsive to the downside. I might be able to get an entry on this time frame, to be honest. I do need to see some strength. We're failing right here. Let's see how this reacts. Oh, wow. That's a crazy... I don't know if I want to enter this. This is like one of those things that it could work out, it could not work out. I don't know if I want to enter that. I probably should have because it technically fits my strategy, but it's just not strong when it does that. And we're so far bearish. Like if you look at the higher time frame here, let me scroll out for you guys. I don't know how you'll be able to see. If you look over here, we're not really holding on anything. The last area where we can hold this trend is right here. And if we break that, then I really don't see this holding anymore. And it's already showing so much weakness that we shouldn't hold it to begin with, but breaking down. Stop by for 3. Let's see if it comes back above here before breaking this low, then I might take an entry.
Order filled.
I really didn't want to get in, but it's going to give it to me. This is a double bottom. I'm trading. I don't trade stocks. I trade only futures. So I'm on the indices right now. I'm on NASDAQ. This is a live account. So this is my actual trading. Let me get out.
Order filled.
This is hyper scalping. I will look at Bitcoin though later, but I don't trade Bitcoin either. I typically stick to gold and M&Q, NASDAQ. Oh, did my stream freeze? It's on the tick time frame, so I trade on the tick. It's different than the. I don't know. I think Top Step just crashed, guys. But there you go. We good? Okay. I trade on the tick. So this is my time frame right here. These are the time frames I trade. This is what most people trade right here. I trade on the ticks because it with M&Q, especially on a lower time frame, it avoids all the liquidity grabs. You know, bullshit that happens pretty frequently. So I like trading on the 5,000 is my higher time frame. That's just 10 times higher, and then 500 ticks. And then statistically speaking, if we look at these, 10 to 20 times is the best likelihood of a higher lower time frame, where the lower time frame actually matters. Just looking at the standard error for it, standard error estimate for it. So I mean, and then looking also at the standard deviation for it. But we'll see if it gives me a setup here. It's going to give me a setup. We're going to move up. Oh, that's such a perfect setup.
Order filled.
I'm willing to risk 100 on this. If it comes up, oh well, I got screwed. But 150. No, ticks are basically every single one of these small movements that you see right here is a tick. So each tick represents a value. So each tick represents, in terms of price amount, each tick represents, for the amount I'm trading right here, $1.50. Give me 1 second. I got to see how this reacts. Okay, we're good. Each tick represents $1.50. Wait. Sorry, guys. But no, like a tick is just, it needs to move 100 of these small movements before it closes, or 500 of these small movements before it closes. This might come up. I think I got screwed. Boo. That was such a good setup.
Order filled.
Got cut out here. But yeah, each tick is like, this gives me a setup now, I might lose my mind. Each tick is each one of these individual movements, and it takes 500 of these individual movements to make a new candle. So you can see how volatile the market is right now. Each tick is roughly 10 seconds right now on the 500 tick. On the 5,000, that's roughly 2 minutes, a minute and a half. Yeah. If this gives me a setup now, I might lose my mind. There's no way. There's no way I'm going to re-enter this, right?
Order filled.
I gotta re-enter it, guys. I gotta. I'm gonna lose my mind because I know this isn't gonna work out. But again, it fits my strategy. My higher time frame bias is down. I don't believe this is gonna hold this move personally, but this could definitely come up and grab liquidity. It's definitely riskier. I should probably not be doing this actually. I should probably be reversing the position, but it's just so weak in my mind and from my higher analysis that I have to enter, take 2 chances at this, 2 shots at this. There we go. You can see the value going up on the top left over here. That's how much I'm actually earning
Order
right now.
filled.
And then this is my profit. I'm back to where I was a second ago. So 2 losses, one win, took away 2 losses, basically. Because that's what my risk amount is. I try to risk around $75. It might be more sometimes, might be less sometimes. It's really just, it ranges between $55, $60 and $85, $90. So I try to be within that range when I'm trading. But yeah, if anyone has any other questions, I am going to try to get a video. I'm not an editor, please, but I will get a video out trying my best. I will probably use AI to help me simplify my strategy in a way that it's more educational. I am a teacher, but I typically teach college students. So I don't. College students a little bit older that, so I don't know how young people are watching this or how good their English is. So that's why I want to make their easier video for people. And if my speech sounds slurred, I can't hear myself speak through this. So when I take this off, I can hear myself speak a lot better. When I put this on, it's like basically muffling everything than the music. Because I don't want to just be sitting here. And if you want to see, you can go back to, I left some of my oldest streams on YouTube. I had some streams on Twitch as well. If you want to see the difference of my trading then to now, you can go look at very old streams, how bad my setup was, everything like that. To see, you know, how much, you know, mistakes I've developed, kind of bad habits I developed, which I used to be a lot more disciplined, but things where I've improved in my trading, and then to try to learn the difference of both those strategies work. I had a strategy back then that worked. I have a strategy now, 2 strategies now I use. So both of them work in theory. They're heavily forward tested and back tested. But I don't, a lot of the time it's following the rules of them. It's the difficult part, right? Yeah, again, anyone has questions, feel free to ask. I won't bite. I won't, you know, call someone out for being rude. Just, you know, be as nice as you can in chat, please. This is not something I do to make money, really, streaming. Now, if you want to find my favorite app, that is for money, which is whatnot down there in the description. That is for money, not for me. That's for both of us, but that is my favorite. That is my favorite thing. I bought so much stuff on that app, I'll be honest. So many clothes, so much. Yeah, that is by far my favorite app to use for shopping right now. Speaking of which, I got these headphones. Now they're these headphones for $10 on that app. So but otherwise, no, I don't make, this is not for money. I stream because it helps me keep, it helps keep consistency, and I like talking with people, educating people while I'm doing it. It's more entertaining than just sitting here on the chart losing your mind some days. Not to say I won't lose my mind, because I definitely will lose my mind, and you will see a very angry, irritated person some days when I'm trading. A way, if you're new to trading, a way that you're able to, oh, don't look at that. A way that you're able to, you can lock yourself out of trades on some brokerages. So if you feel like you're trading bad, like, or if you get emotional, and you can recognize if you're getting emotional, the moment you feel irritation, you know, any sight of irritation, any sight of, you know, wanting to enter a trade to get your money back, anything like that, you can lock yourself out immediately to force yourself, kind of like a punishment. And that's what I've been doing, and it works really well. I also use AI to give an objective measure to sticking to my strategy. So it creates a Excel document for me, doing objective rating scales based off how closely I stuck to my strategy. So I'm gonna start doing this again on this live account. I just haven't had the time to remodel it for the live account, redo it. All right, so it's 3 o'clock. We have about an hour left on the market. An hour on this time frame, the time frame I trade on, is a lifetime. Like, realistically, I could sit on this market for 30 minutes and then make whatever I need for the day and get off. But a 30-minute stream is not useful, one, and two, you know, that doesn't give me the best setups usually in 30 minutes. I could probably find one good setup. We are bearish right now, moving down. This is a setup. I switched my bias. I do believe we are moving up now. But looking for a setup there is important. Following the trades, trade tracker. Let me scroll down. Let's see if this gives a little setup. It's failing. We're failing here. We're going to be breaking this low right here. Maybe. Might be wrong on that one, actually. Oh, no. Decided to hold. Oh, wow. That's actually a really good setup. I do want to see it retest back down and grab this liquidity, because that's what the strategy is. But that's not a bad setup. Okay, let's see. See if this gets me a setup here. So the setup is grabbing liquidity. We can follow the trade right here. If we look at this, high, low, high, low. Nothing else has really retested in this, so I do want to see this hold this low right there. Realistically, it doesn't matter that much for just continuing the traction. And if we look at this, you know, we grab this liquidity, we close this gap showing strength. So I do believe we can come up and grab this high. Now, I might be wrong because this is such a strong, you know, bearish trend if I go to the 15-minute. So I just got to be careful. So if I do target a retest here, it's going to be a very small 1 to 1, 1 to 2. I mean, sorry, 1 to 2. So risking $100 or $75 getting double back. So that's what I'm waiting for. I will look at gold in 1 second. Just let me see how this setup. I'm going to look at gold and Bitcoin in 1 second for people that trade those. I haven't really touched gold recently. I haven't had great luck with the movement it's been making. So I've been steering away from it. It works better for me in London session, while trading New York works better with NASDAQ for me. See how this reacts here? Yeah, so just give me 1 second. I will, trust me, I will get to, you know, looking at those. Can we get a setup here, please? I'm willing to take it from here if it gives me the setup. Okay.
Order filled.
Risking only 2. We got in late, so I'm only going to risk 2 contracts here, hoping that it moves up. I'm only going to target 100 here. Ooh, not even that, maybe. I might just target a 1 to 2, which is $90. If it even moves up there. This doesn't have to move up technically, but I hope it does. I hope this is the start of the move. It might be, it might not be. It depends really on how it holds this. If it fails right here, consolidation, let's get out. So if you ask when I exit, I try to exit anytime it's showing me a lot of hesitation. With this type of strategy, it should almost be instantaneously when it moves up like this. This is a confirmation that we are moving up. So I'm going to
Order filled.
go ahead and enter an impulse move. And I do believe this should break this high. Sorry, you guys couldn't see it. I do believe this should break this high before it comes back down. I'm not going to, of course, take that risk because I just want 120
Order
today.
filled.
But I would usually take it till take that. I just want 150 today so I can get what Top Step requires, basically. that's the only thing. But yeah, it should grab that liquidity. It honestly should continue up from here, I will say, on NASDAQ. But yeah, let's go look at some other things. Anyone have anything they want me to look up? I can't look up stocks. I might be able to pull up my trading view. I don't know if it got deleted when my PC broke. My previous PC broke. I might be able to pull up but I can pull up crypto, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, futures. I think I could pull up some Forex pairs. But if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. I don't think if I take any more trades, it's going to be with one contract. And it's going to be a minimum of $40 stop loss, so I don't go below that 150 today. It should move up here. Honestly, this should be a very impulsive move up. I'd be very surprised if this thing doesn't at least break up to here. If not up to here. The reason I entered is following this. Yeah, this didn't work out necessarily, but if we look back at the 500 time frame, 500 ticks, right? We showed this setup right here. So this is my setup entry. It's the gap that formed on the liquidity right here. And then when we broke down, initially I took that trade. It didn't work out. That's fine. I got out. I didn't like the consolidation. So we broke back down right here. And then once it showed me some impulsive movement right here where it showed a second setup on even the lower time frame. And so that's what I was looking for. We have this initial idea that I have that's giving me my general bias. And then we have this area right here where it shows the exact same setup, right? We're moving down. We form this breakout gap right here. You can see roughly right here. And again, all of this is with the higher time frame where I think the higher time frame is going to go. So I just slowly go down. So we have that right there. It breaks up. It started consolidating. I don't like this movement down. So I said no. And then it gave me actually a confirmation with this candle right here. And then I entered a little bit late up here, but that was fine because it was already showing me that impulsive movement. And so it showed these two huge candles I'm fine with. And once I saw that, I saw this gap form. I know it's going to break this high before most likely coming down with at least my hypothesis. So yeah, if anyone has any questions, let me know. Again, I'm open. This is educational. This is not meant for me entertaining people. Unless this is entertaining. This is not gambling. This is controlled gambling. That's a better way to say it. But I try not to gamble, which is being emotional, you know, having fun with it. This should not be necessarily fun. It's fun to learn about it. It's fun to start with it. Once you get into it a lot more, it's kind of, I like to think of it as like you're stocking shelves, right? You have to stock the correct shelf and you got to do what your boss tells you to do. And if you stock the incorrect shelf, then a customer is going to be angry. And you're the customer as well. That's the best. So if I'm stocking my shelf, I don't want to put my strategy in with a different strategy, right? Or I don't want to enter, if I'm stocking a shelf that's, you know, calls for bread or eggs or milk, right? I don't want to put a broken egg in there. I don't know. My analogy sucks ass. Sorry. But you know what I mean? Like in terms of like, if I'm seeing a market move like this, I'm not going to enter a trade to the upside because it's moving like this. And if you know anything about market movements, you know, the market does three things. It has impulse, consolidation, move down, impulse, consolidation, move down. Consolidation's always entered with a lower. This is Top Step. This is my funded account on Top Step. I started this one 3 days ago. This is the one I did live on stream. I actually closed it out because I was not able to get on my PC. I was trading away from my computer. So I closed out the, but I finished the account on, I think it was Tuesday of this week. And then passed it, and then now I'm trading normally. So yeah, it's Top Step X. They actually just created one. I don't recommend Top Step for everyone. I just know the rules in and out. So I just stick with it, and it's very regulated for US traders. For other people, there's some other ones that are pretty good. I also recommend My Funded Futures if you like trading futures. Forex, I avoid steering. I recommend futures over Forex. I traded Forex for a while. I think futures is a lot better than Forex, personally. Stocks, now that they took away the pattern day trading rule, just be very careful on taxes for stocks. Stocks can really hurt you on tax-wise if you're an American citizen, US citizen. Like, really hurt you on tax-wise. This is not my main thing. This is not, for everyone watching, not my main source of income. Not my main thing. This is a hobby, technically. I trade out of interest. My main thing is I'm about to finish my doctoral degree. I don't mind take profit. I have a friend that trades on take profit. It's okay. I don't know the reliability of it. I've only looked into Top Step pretty heavily, and Top Step's very nice for the fact you can call a support team member. And I think it's one of the only prop firms you could call someone to get assistance instead of just a chat message. So that helps out a lot. Trying to think, take profit's fine though. I haven't heard any bad things about take profit. There's a few, if you mention them, I will probably say they're pretty bad. If it's too cheap to be good, just recognize either the rules are very strict. It's very hard to get into the trade, or they don't pay out sometimes. You know, prop firms are risky because they might not pay out if they're not regulated. And so that's why I don't really want to take that risk. There's some really good. I have a few traders. I actually created a stream going over trader strategies, their mindset, to tell you accurate ones on YouTube versus inaccurate information, because there's a lot of inaccurate information, or information that's baseline that is just repeated over and over and over again that's not actually beneficial. There's so much information that's not beneficial on YouTube. Oh my gosh, it's just repetition. Highs and lows, highs and lows. You know, market structure is important, yes, but they don't teach you how to scale market structure. They also don't teach you kind of the prism of market structure. There's a lot of stuff that, you know, I had to learn on my own through just a lot of analysis. And I have my own way of viewing the market. Other people do too, that works for them. Some people use trend lines. I think trend lines are hard and more difficult than they're used for, but some people make it work really well. So it really just comes down, it doesn't matter what your strategy is, and I will say this over and over, it does not matter what your strategy is. You only need a 40% win rate, risking $100 to get $200 to be profitable. You just got to stay consistent on sticking exactly to those rules, and make sure the biggest thing is not only staying consistent, know when to exit the market. If you have lost 2 trades or 3 trades, get out. Just take the losses and try again a different day. The market, it's not necessarily you trading bad. It's probably that the market is very poor. The market conditions are very poor for your specific strategy. Yeah, this thing moved up pretty far, which is very nice. And I still believe this is going to move a little bit farther. I might be wrong, but I'm going to look for one more trade, I think. We're in a discounted area here. Is there a setup here they gave me? I mean, technically, yeah, this is a setup, right? Technically, it's a setup. I'll enter one contract.
Order filled.
I'll enter one contract. We'll target a 1 to 2 for this. If I lose this, I'm done with trading today, guys. I have to be. I basically have to be done with trading today, guys, if I lose this. This isn't a great setup, though. I'll be honest. So there's a chance I lose this trade. This is like if I had to rate on a scale of 1 through 10, this is a 5, but it's good enough with such a strong trend and a trend bias that, you know, I'm willing to take the risk here. We failed here. I don't like that. I don't like the fact that we failed there. It needs to show me on this candle. Okay, let me get out.
Order filled.
I'll take one more. I don't think I can, actually. Technically, it's not bad. It's not a bad entry. I really want to.
Order filled.
I'm going to. I'm taking another chance. One more stab at it. I think I have to. Okay, I'm just going to target 60, I think. Go for 1 to 3. Why not? If I lose, I'm still above my 150 mark for the day, and I'll be fine with that. I'm fine with losing if I lose it. This should not be my stop. My stop should be right here, but I can't put my stop there with staying above $150. I actually don't even have a clear idea of where this could go, to be honest. There's liquidity up here, so I might target up there a little bit further. This will definitely be my final trade today. Don't like that necessarily. I mean, honestly, it shouldn't even come below this point at this. I don't like that. This is just so bearish now. How?
Order filled.
Let's close that. That's going to come down and grab what I was trading a second ago. All right. We'll call it there. I'm going to lock myself out. Anyone have any questions before I end stream? Or anyone want me to analyze anything else? I can't do stocks. I'm sorry about that. I don't have the ability to. Oh, I locked out for 30 minutes. I meant to lock out for an hour. Oops. Up $290 on the account. I'm up 164 today. I'm happy about that. Not as much necessarily. That's technically only one trade in the I do. I have an higher time frame bias. I've already marked it out. I mentioned it earlier. It's down here. Right there. My setup formed on the higher time frame, so I was looking for several entries on the lower time frame right here. This was my entry. It gave me immediate rejection, a double retest, and then a confirmation right here. And that was my idea that we're coming up to grab some sort of liquidity. So I believe we'll grab this, and I believe that we probably will grab this as well. But that's, I don't know any further than that. We could come down from here, but you know, in terms of trading on my much lower time frame, this is all I need to see to get some trade entries around this area. And so the trade that made me the most profit was this one right here, down here. I took a trade from right here. Yeah, my bias was long. It's temporary bullish, but it's long. I just had it in my head. I don't necessarily always mark it out because sometimes I forget, and I'm not a very organized person. In terms of marking out my charts, I have a very easy strategy that I look for, and I'm biased in my head, and then I remark it every about 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes. Grabbing liquidity here. Is that a setup right here? I can actually tell. I wouldn't take it if it came up back up here, but I think it is. I think that would be a setup right here. All the setup is looking for key liquidity areas, going in favor of my higher time frame. And then looking at the gap of the candle to form right there and looking for a closure of that gap. And if it's, you know, if I'm bearish at all, or if I believe there's a chance of coming down. This one doesn't work necessarily because this retest right here, I'll show you. Sorry, let me scroll out. I know my chart's a mess. This retest right here, if we look at the previous highs and lows, this is this whole gap right here of where we didn't have a high and low meet. So all that means is, I can find my, where's my thing? Wait, oh, there it is. All that means is if we look at this, this was our previous high and low that broke back above market structure right here. So if we look at that from this area right here, that area right there, this area in the middle right here never met. So that means this is going to be liquidity to be grabbed before we make a move higher, or if we make a move lower, then this could be an area where we would retest off of. So at some point, this is kind of a magnified, you know, a magnet area where I think price will make its way back up. And I honestly do believe, looking at this is an area where we could do it, maybe even grabbing a little bit below here. We could do it, but if I see my setup form right here, then I would take an entry. So remember that magnet area right here? Look where it falls above that liquidity. So falls above that liquidity. Once I see my setup, then that would be my target up here. My longer term target. Usually I just go for a 1 to 2. So let's say if you believe this was the entry because we took out the high, sure. Take a trade, believe this is the entry, you put the trade at the low here, put the trade at the low there, and you could target up to there if you really wanted to. Or unless you magnet area, instant rejection. Now, does that mean this is going to continue down? No, this is just an area I would look at to see how it reacts. Okay, react positive to it. Give it a little bit second. You got to give it a second to see how it reacts here. Nope, reacted negative. It's coming down. Grab this in my mind. So we'll see how it reacts here. It might not come down to there. It really depends on this break and retest. So how it reacts around this area is very important, and you could take a trade depending on that, if that was your strategy. So, but this is an important area for me. I would be looking at to see how it reacts around this area. And then the important areas are, again, this high and up here to see how it frames itself. It broke down. Gives me more confirmation, leaves us with liquidity above here to grab since we didn't retest that far into that. And it actually shows the setup right here for a long. So you could take a long up to that liquidity if it gave you confirmation. But see if it gives confirmation right there. Taking a liquidity up to that long right here. I'm not actually taking this trade, by the way, guys. This is if I was trying to really scalp and trying to really rush the market. Okay, I was about to say my whole thing just froze again. I'm glad I'm not trading. Top Step seems like it's having issues. So like this would be an example. It's consolidating. This will probably fail. I would probably exit it at this point since it's consolidated too much. What is going on? Is it my internet? There you go. You grabbed the liquidity right here. Barely, but you did. By 1 pip. Now you definitely did. You failed here. Continuation up. I can guarantee this will continue up from here. And then we have another zone I could see this coming up to. By guarantee, I mean, I need to stop saying guarantee. That's not accurate. Because this could 100% fail around this zone. We rejected that area. So then I'm going to look for an entry, like an example entry right here. Stop loss below here. 1 candle below. Target up here. Okay, move my stop loss up to here once we grab that liquidity. See how it reacts here. That's the important thing. That one would have lost. So it's just really tiki-taka on the market. It's making sure you risk the correct amount each time you trade. We're in a discounted area, still continuing that high and low right here. Maybe we'll bounce off here. I don't really see a clean area, so maybe I won't take a trade. I expect liquidity to be grabbed here. Oh, it didn't. It just closed straight up. That's fun. Okay, look for a little retest. Let's see how this reacts here. Sorry, down here. That was a little bit slow. Same exact exit area is what I would target. Right here. See if this one works. It might work, it might not work. This is an iffy location for an entry, but it held the previous low, so I mean, I would consider holding this. It held this previous area, so I would consider holding this trade unless it starts to consolidate. Then I might get out. This one's moving pretty clean, so you know, stay in this. The only thing you don't want to see now is you don't want to see it close below this gap here. No, that's a fail. It's going to be a loss on that one. Blah blah blah. But yeah, it's just taking a lot of time. These aren't trades. I would probably only take one of the trades I've shown you so far, realistically. I've already made the profit I need today. Taking the trades I have the highest conviction. I could be wrong. I can be wrong about 60% of the time, 55% of the time, and still make money. If I wanted to. Especially because I take so many trades, it's probably close to that win rate is around 50%. Hey, how's it going? Wow, what are these names? Osnilimbus? Osknilimbus? Limbu? Limbu. I don't know. Sorry, man, if I'm butchering it. All right, but yeah, if anyone has any questions, I will be live. I'll probably make... This is my busy week. Next week, I will be live every day. So not this coming week, the week afterwards, I will be live every day in the afternoon. other than Wednesday. And then I'll make the YouTube video as well for you guys, explaining my strategy in more detail. I don't know why this keeps on breaking. Top Step is broken currently. It's under maintenance. It just gave me a thing on the top right. So I'm definitely ending stream now. You guys have a great day. You guys have a great day.